Week 2, data handling, measures of central tendency. All right, the first measure of central tendency, we all know it's the mean or the average. All right, now we've got two words here. The first one is the official word that we use for it. And the second one is another word that you can think of when you think of this word. All right, so the mean is the average. And there is a formula for this one. All right, so let's have a look at the formula. The formula says the mean is the sum of all the observed values divided by the number of observed values. So you've got to add up all your observed values in the data set and divide by how many values there are in the data set. Nice and easy. And you guys, I'm sure, have done this before. We're going to try it out in a couple of examples. All right, we're going to get stuck in straight away. There we go. There's the first data set. All right, I'm going to do this one with you. Okay, I want to show you exactly how I want you to do it. All right, so we're going to say the mean equals. Now, I know some of you, when you do the sum, some of you are probably already working. Now, when you do the sum of all these numbers, you start to write it like this in the fraction. In the numerator of the fraction, you start writing 4 plus 6 plus 7. Please don't do that. That's going to take a lot of time, all right? You get your calculator out straight away. We need a fraction, and on the top of the fraction, we need the sum. So we're going to do this part here. Now, be careful. If the data set is very big, if the data set is very big, you can make mistakes. Human error can creep in. So be very careful when putting these numbers in. So all I'm going to do is to find the sum quickly. All right, there we go, 47. I hope I haven't made a mistake. Let me do it one more time. 4 plus 6 plus 7 plus 3, 4, 8, 4, 2, 9. And that is the sum. Now, I want you guys to do it like because I want you to actually show the marker that value of 47. They want to see the sum. All right, so the sum of all the values is 47. And then we count how many values we got. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 9. Okay. And in this part, we go back and do this on the calculator. So I want to divide this by 9. So 47 divided by 9 equals. I've got decimals, so I'm going to say 5.22. I'm going to write it all out here for you guys just to see. A lot of 2s. And remember, we're rounding off to 2 decimal places. So I need to look at the second decimal, which is the 2. Is it going to change with the 2 behind it? No, it is not. So we're just going to write 5,22 as our final answer. All right. Okay. Now it's your turn. You guys are going to try and we're going to check it. So there's your data set. There it is. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes to do it. Those calculator buttons are going to be clicking away. Off you go. You got 2 minutes to work out the mean of this new data set. All right, I can see the answers are coming in. All right, thank you, Benedict. Good job. Good job. There we go. Pusasiwe, just be careful. Are you showing 3 decimals there? Just be careful. We need to show only 2.
Wait.
All right, good job. Okay, now answers are showing up in chat. You must always ignore those and carry on working and get your answer. Don't look at everyone else's. And once you've got your answer, if you want to put it in chat, you're welcome to. But if you don't and you have it in front of you, that's fine. As long as you check your answer in front of you with what I have on the screen, That's the most important thing. But yes, good job, guys. Answers are coming in there on the screen. Good job. All right, let's have a look. So we're going to find the sum of all the values. So I'm going to say 9 plus 14 plus 2 plus 5 plus 15 plus 9 plus 25 plus 2. So you should all have a sum of 81. Check on that number. And how many numbers do we have? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 numbers. All right. So 8 is under the denominator. So I'm going to do 81 divided by 8. And the answer is a decimal, 10,125. Ah, that's why I saw 10,125. So 10,125, but we are always rounding off to 2 decimal places. So that 2, will it change? Yes, it will. So that's going to become 10,13. All right, good job. Well done. If you have any questions along the line, guys, raise your hand. No problem. Raise your hand, and we can answer your question at any time. There's a little button called raise your hand on the Zoom app. Raise your hand at any time if you want us to help you out. All right. All right, here comes the next measure of central tendency. It is the mode. All right, well done, Rafilo. The mode. And now the mode is all about the most. Which number occurs the most in the data set? So mode, most. Which number occurs the most in the data set? All right. So in this data set, yes, you guys can see it. We have a 4 and another 4 and another 4 in this data set. There's 3 4s. We also have a 7 and a 7. Okay. But the 4s occur the most. There are 3 4s and there are only 2 7s. So the mode in this data set is 4. Yes, I'm sure you guys all saw it. The mode is 4 in this data set. Okay. You try. There's a data set for you. Shouldn't take you long. What is the mode in this data set? Yo, the speed is good. Good speed with the fingers. I hope the quality is good as well. Good speed there, guys. I hope the quality is good. All right, so I'm checking. We got a 10 there, and we got a 10 there. All right, let me have a look. Let's see. We've got a 9 here, and we got a 9 here. Ooh. Now what? Ah, there we go. There we go. This is why I say, oh, the speed is good, but is the quality good? All right, finally at the end there, we're getting people that are showing we have 2 modes. All right, we got 9 and a 10. So we're going to list them, 9 and 10. All right, we need to show them both. Yes, good job, 9 and 10. No, Benedict, you're talking about the next one. You're talking about median. We're going to talk about it next. Keep that thought. Yes, they can both be a mode. They both occur the most. All right, they can both. Ah, bimodal. There we go. Well done, Oliver King. Bimodal. Bimodal, 2 modes. Yes, we got 2 modes, 9 and 10. You just list them out like that. All right, well done. Okay, you ready? Let's move on to the median. All right, now I'm going to do this one first, guys. Let me do this one first, and then you're going to do the next one, okay? The median is finding the middle. Median, middle. Median, middle. All right. Now, answer me this. Can I go ahead and start working out the median, or is there a problem? Can I go ahead and start working out the median, or is there a problem with my data? Sonia, no, there's no problem, or no, I can't start this. Ah, very good. Good. Yes, we have to arrange them. The median is the only one. In fact, not the only one I allow. When we do the range later on, it helps to have them in order. But the median needs these numbers to be in order. Okay. Well done. Good. Very good. You're all getting it. Yes. So the median needs for this data set to be in order. Usually we do ascending order. all right, because we usually count from left to right, so we usually use ascending order, but it doesn't really make a difference. But if we all do it in ascending order, you're used to seeing it that way, and then you will use the same method every single time. So let's do it in ascending order. All right. Now this is a little bit tricky. Now, never mind the calculation for median and mode and mean and all that stuff. This part of rearranging the data can be tricky. You could make a mistake here that costs you even before you start calculations. So work very, very carefully when you do this. Okay. I highly recommend that you cross numbers off once you've arranged them. So I'm going to use like a gray color so I can hopefully see some of the numbers still. So I'm going to look for the lowest, and it's a 3. Okay, in fact, I'll stick to black. It's not going to make a difference. All right, I'm going to say 3. Okay, so we need a 3. Then I'm going to say 4 and 5, 4 and 5. And then I'm going to say another 5 and a 7. A 5 and a 7, and then I'm going to do an 8 and a 10, 8 and 10, and then I'm going to look and see 12, 16, 12, 16, and then finally 18 and 19, 18 and 19. All right, just going to move this over slightly. That's the next data set. So there's our data set there. So I'm counting the original data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And in my set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right. Now I've got the data set in order. That's good. Now, who would like to unmute and show me or tell me how am I going to find the middle? What method do you use to find the middle? Emmanuel. Yes, Emmanuel, tell us.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You well?
Good, thanks. And how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Emmanuel, what method do you use to work out the middle?
So the method that I use is by cancelling from the two ends, meaning I'll start by cancelling 3 and then also cancel 19 up until I get to the middle number, the one that I cannot cancel anymore.
Very good. That's exactly what I do.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Emmanuel. Thanks for that. Good job. All right, so
Thank
we
you,
start on the left, cross out the 3, on the right, 19. On the left, the 4, on the right, 18. On the 5, on the left, the 5, on the right, 16. On the left, the 5, on the right, a 12. On the left, a 7, on the right, a 10. And you can see now, there in the middle, that's left alone with no number next to it, is the number 8. All right, so the median equals 8. All right, good job. I hope you all remembered how to do that. So they're not being very nice in the exam if they give you a data set that's not ordered. Usually they do, but if they don't, you know how to reorder it yourself. All right, now I'm just checking the data set that I have on the right. I'm just going to quickly check on it. So it's 19, 5, 10, 8, 12, 3, 5, 3, 7, 5, 16, 8. Yes, all right. The only difference between the one on the left and the one on the right is I've added another number to the end. Okay, so we're going to redo this. So I'm going to move over a little bit. We're going to do it again. And I'm going to copy. I'm going to cheat. And I'm going to copy this data set. I'm going to remove the red and I'm going to copy it over. All right, you guys know how to put numbers in order now. I'm not going to redo it. I'm just going to copy this one and add the extra number in the right place. It's the magic of me using the software. Unfortunately, you won't be able to do it at school. Sorry, guys. Okay, so there we go. So there's my data set. All I need to do now is fit in a 13, which should go over here. All right, so I'm going to make a space for my 13 and fit it in over there. All right, so there we go. There's my data set in order again. Now, why have I done this? Because when you have an extra number I'll go back to the original over here. We've got the two data sets next to each other. The difference between these two data sets is an extra number, which means the data set on the left is has an odd number of numbers in it, and the data set on the right has an even number of numbers in it. Okay, so this is the difference between when you have an odd and an even, all right? So on the left-hand side, we would have crossed out everything except for the 8 and found that the 8 is the median in the middle. But when you have an even data set, it looks a little bit different. I'm going to use Emmanuel's method. I'm going to cross out like I did before. So one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, left, right, left, right. Now I find there's two numbers in the middle. If I cross them both out, I don't have a median. You mustn't do that. You stop when you've got one or two numbers in the middle. Okay, so there's two numbers in the middle. Now, Benedict, you mentioned this earlier. When do I add them up and divide by 2? This is the place. So these two numbers here need to be used to calculate the median. So what we do is we add these two up and divide by 2. So the median here will equal 8 plus 10 divided by 2. And 8 plus 10 is 18. And 18 divided by 2 is 9. Yes, you guys have all got it. You saw the numbers and you added them up and divided by 2. Good job. Yes, well done. Okay, so that's how we work out the median when you have an even data set. So before you even start any ordering or calculating, you can check, am I going to have to add the two numbers in the middle in this one? Or is it just going to be one number in the middle? Because you count all the numbers in the data set. If it's even, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have to add up the two numbers in the middle. If it's an odd data set, like 9 numbers in there, or 11 or 13, you don't have to add the numbers in the middle. You don't do this every time, adding the two middle numbers. Only if it's an even number of numbers in your data set. Okay, so please remember that. All right, guys. Yes, the even data set has an extra set. Thank you, Hugo. All right, so now it's your turn. So I'm going to move over and I'm going to show you your data set. You're going to try. You're going to do it for both. Let's call it data set 1 and data set 2. Same situation. I've just added an extra number, so it should go pretty quickly. You first have to put them in order before you do anything. So it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to give you guys about 3 or 4 minutes to do this one. All right. You need an answer for data set 1 and an answer for data set 2. All right. Just remember, it's okay if your speed is good, but is the quality good? Make sure you got good speed and good quality answers there. All right, so we need the median for these two data sets. Don't worry about what's coming up on screen. You just get all your answers in front of you, and then we're going to compare them when we go over this. Oh, it's good to see everyone working hard. All right, don't worry about the answers on the screen. You just keep going. Get your answers, and then we're going to see how you do at the end. Okay. Once you've put your answer on the screen, you can relax. All right, we'll give you a few more minutes. Answers are still coming in. You guys keep going, keep working. All right, while we're waiting that last minute, I'm going to go ahead and put our data set in order. All right. Give you 30 seconds and then we'll try this one out. It does take time to put the data sets in order. So hopefully in the exam you don't get a disordered data set. They're not being very nice if they do that. Okay. All right, let's have a look. I've got the two data sets in order now. And just like the previous example, one has an odd number of numbers and one has an even. So I'm going to check and write it down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one on the left is the even one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the one on the right has an odd number of values in there. Okay, so we should get two numbers in the middle for here. So we'll cross one off, cross one off, cross one off, cross one off. Two values in the middle. There we go, exactly what we expected. So the median equals 11 plus 14 divided by 2. 11 plus 14 is 25, which gives us 12 and a half. Very good. Okay, and on the right-hand side, cross one off, 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 cross one off. And we have one in the middle. So the median for this data set number 2 is 11. Okay. All right, so I hope you've learned that when you have an even data set, you're going to work out that there are two numbers in the middle. You need to add them up and divide by 2. But if there's an odd number of numbers in your data set, you don't need to do that. It's just one number in the middle. All right, guys, if there are any questions, please don't forget to ask. Okay, let's move on. Measures of spread. Okay, measures of spread. Now we've just done measures of central tendency. There is one measure of spread that we need to do. Now sometimes they call this measures of dispersion. All right, to disperse is to spread out. So a measure of spread or a measure of dispersion. The only one you talk about in math literacy really in grade 10, 11 is range. Okay, and range is the biggest, or let me write this rather. It's the difference between the highest and the lowest values. All right, so the difference between the highest and the lowest values, that's the range. How far is it from the highest to the lowest? Okay, now, unfortunately, in this data, in a range calculation, it really helps to have your data set in order. I'm not going to make you guys reorder data sets again, so I've got a data set in order here. So to work out the range, all we have to do is say the highest, and the word difference means subtract, so the highest minus the lowest. Okay, in this case, it should give us 12. All right, are you guys ready? Nice and easy. Off you go. What is the range for your data set? Highest minus lowest. All right, there we go. Nice and easy. Good job. The highest is 42. The lowest is 19. Use your calculator, guys. It's there to work for you. Let it work for you. 23. Good job. Well done. An easy 2 marks in the exam. You're hoping for this question in the exam. Work out the range. Determine the range. All right. So we've done 3 measures of central tendency, mean, median, and mode. And we've done 1 measure of spread or dispersion, which is range. I'm sure you guys have done this before. So now let's put it all together. Okay. Here we go. Here's your data set. Please will you find the mean, median, mode, and range for the data set below. Excuse me. All right, off you go. It's going to take you about 6 or 7 minutes. Please find the mean, median, and mode and range for the data set below. I'll go over it one more time. Mean is the average. I'll write the words up here. Median is the middle. Mode is the most. And you know what the range is. All right, off you go. Told you guys I'd be working tonight. Sure. Last week, Tuesday, it was just me talking all the time. No. Not this night. You guys are working. Those calculator buttons must be cooking. It's so interesting how everyone started with the mean and some people skipped and went to the mode and then the range and they're going to come back and do the median because they know median might be a little bit of work there. So interesting, guys. Ah, there's Vivan with all of it. Sure. You guys are fast. Good speed. I hope the quality's good, guys. Hope the quality's good. Need good quality and good speed. All right. It's looking good, guys. We'll give you a few more minutes. Just remember when you do the work on your piece of paper, wherever you're doing it, and you get the answer correct, put a big tick next to it. All right. That's to tell you for yourself that you understand what's going on here. All right. If you don't get a tick, find out why. What's the difference between what you're seeing on your page and what you're seeing on the screen here? And don't leave the lesson without asking why. Why is the answer different? Make sure you understand exactly why the answer is different. Okay, don't leave the lesson without not knowing why. And while you guys are still working, this section is a really, really good section in the exam because everyone knows, well, everyone will eventually finds out exactly how to do these calculations. And they're pretty standard calculations. So it's an easy 2 marks per question. So when you see all these questions, you should get really excited because it's a good almost 10 marks in the bag for your exam if you can get these. They can change things up a little bit and try and confuse you. I'll give you an example. All right, I'm going to give you guys 30 more seconds and then we're going to try these out. All right, there we go. Let's have a look. Make sure you got your answers on your page. We're going to check them now. So we need to work out the mean. So we need to work out the sum, all the numbers. We need a fraction with the sum, and we need to divide by how many numbers there are. So let me quickly find the sum. So we've got 28 plus 19 plus 3 plus 7 plus 20 plus 14 plus 3 plus 20. All right, so we got a sum of 114. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ah, that's an even data set. I'm just going to write that there. There's 8 numbers in here. So we need to say 114 divided by 8. So 114 divided by 8 And we get 14,25. Well done. Okay, just remember they want to see the fraction. So this fraction, you should fill it in and show it when you're doing the calculation, okay? You don't have to show 28 plus 19 plus 3. Don't worry about showing that you're adding up all the numbers. They just want to see the sum in your fraction, okay? And the median, obviously, we need to put this number set in order. So we're going to have 3, 7, see, if you don't cross it out, this is what happens. So 3 is done, 3 is done. Then I've done the 7. What comes next? 14. And then I've got 19. I've got 2 20s. And I've got a 28. All right, so I've got 8 in my data set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 in my data set. Yes, I'm good to go. So for median, I know I've got an even data set because when I counted here, I counted an even one, but let's do it anyway. So 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right. 14 and 19 are in the middle. So the median is equal to 14 plus 19 divided by 2. Let's get that calculator, make it work. So 14 plus 19 in the numerator. Not 2, teacher Dale. Oh yes, 2 is fine. Sorry, getting confused with average. All right, there we go, divided by 2. 16,5. 16,5 is the median. All right, the mode, the most. So I see we have a 3 and a 3. And then we have a 20 and a 20. So it's bimodal. So we have 3 and we have 20 as our mode. Okay, range. Now, luckily enough, I've got our data set in order over here. So I'm just going to look at that. Our highest is 28. Our lowest is 3. So for the range, highest of 28 minus the lowest of 3. And this should give us 19. Okay. So there we go. We've got a mean of 14,25. We've got a median of 16,5. Mode is 3 and 20, and a range of 19. All right. Good job. Well done to all those people. 25. Guys, have I made a mistake? Oh, jeez. Sorry, I'm thinking 22. Sorry, guys. You see? I should let the calculator do the work for me. I should let the calculator do the work. Let the calculator do the work. If you're tired or stressed, don't do it. Just let the calculator let the calculator do the work. Yes, Benedict, it's supposed to be 25. Let the calculator do the work. Emmanuel, did you also see my mistake or do you have a different question? I'm sure Emmanuel saw my mistake. All right. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you see, if you're stressed out in the exam or you're tired or something like that, let the calculator do the work. All right, let the calculator do the work. Emmanuel, yes.
Yes, sorry to disturb. I'd just like to point out one thing that I think some of us may be having a problem with.
Yes.
The problem is that we understand like how to calculate all of this, but and then the problem may come in when we mix
Which
them
one?
up and then
Which one is which? Yes. That's
like for
often the
example,
mistake.
yes, because for example here I mixed up my mean and my mode.
Yeah.
You
Okay,
see.
so thank you. I'm so glad you brought that up, Emmanuel. So let's go up to the top again. So you guys know the calculations because you did it in grade 8 and 9. Let me try to go up to the top here. All right. Hold on a second. I'm going to have to jump out of this and then jump back in. All right, stay with me. It's going to open up very soon. Hang in there. All right. So when I wrote down these words here, the best way that I can remember it is by the second word here. So mean average, these two go together. Now, there's not really anything that links the word mean and average, except for the fact that they have an EA in the word, and then EA here again. Maybe that could help you. But you got to think of the way to work out, link mean with average. All right. And average, to work out an average, I think you guys know how to do that. All right. So when you work out an average, this is the method that you use every single time. For the other ones, it's quite easy. So when you go to mode most, always think mode most. So when you hear the word mode, you must link it with the word most. And if you remember the word most, it's the number that occurs the most. Okay, so mode most. And the last one, median middle. Median middle. All right, so it's the way you say the words together. Median middle. So median middle, mode most, and mean average. This is the hardest one to remember. But if you remember the others, the last one will be the average. So I suggest the combination of the two words, mode most, median middle. If you get those two right at least, then you'll know exactly which one will be the average. So usually in the word mean, the E and the A, and then in average, there's an E and an A. In fact, there's two E's and two A's. The word average is full of E's and A's. All right, so think about it like that. So think about it this way, a combination between the two words, mean average. It doesn't really rhyme or sound the same, but mode most definitely sounds the same, and median middle definitely sounds the same. So if you get those two right, median middle and mode most, then the average has got to be the third one. Okay, so Emmanuel, I hope that helps you guys out. Are there any other questions? Rafilo? Yes. Rafilo, you'll see an option to
Unmute.
unmute it. How are you?
I'm good, thank you, sir. Sir, where
Yeah.
on my phone screen, where you're supposed to be sharing the screen, mine it's black, so I cannot see what you're doing.
The whole lesson. Did you miss the whole
No,
lesson?
just recently.
Oh, okay. So yes, I did go out. I went out to restart this. Can you see the screen now? You can see it now,
Nope.
right? Oh dear.
Nope.
Okay. Guys, let me know if you can't see the screen. It might have been a glitch on your side then. But I did go out and reopen the software, so you should still see the software. This should still see the calculation on the screen. Let me know if you can't, guys. Rafilo, it might be a glitch on your side. You might have to log out and log in, but we're almost finished now anyway. All right. Are there any other questions? Any other questions, guys? All right. I hope you guys are good with some measures of central tendency and this one measure of spread or dispersion. On Thursday, we are going to go to graphs. Okay, so we're going to take our data and we're going to graph it. We're going to learn about all the different types of graphs. I hope you guys understand media mode. Like I said, try to remember the way I've taught you: mode most, median middle, and the mean is average, because it's got an EA and average has got lots of EAs in it. Okay, but if you get mode most, median middle, you should be able to work out that the mean or the average is the other one that you haven't done yet. All right, these are easy marks in the exam.